Does the panel feel that some folk implementing a streaming video service are using things like DRM only to satisfy a legal request from the rights holder?
I can jump in again for this one. I think to some extent it is true that some of the service providers try to implement content protection to just generally check a box and meet the content owner's requirement. But we do see more and more there is awareness that ultimately what they're trying to achieve is to protect their own revenue and their own brand. So, especially in the streaming world, there are a lot of examples of D2C services which the service provider pays more attention to, DRM and anti-piracy measures just because it's their own content and they want to protect it. They want to make sure they actually can monetize to the full scale possible, right, from their service and their content. So it's becoming more and more, awareness that is related to protecting their own revenue and brand. I don't know if anybody else...
Just to add a little more to that, I think going back to one of the themes we hit on earlier in the panel about the opportunity for a group like this and others to do that education in the market, right? Like what is the strategic value of implementing DRM? And then for technology groups, what is the value of looking at DRM provider, right? Like, what does that add to your infrastructure in terms of ease of deployment and a pretty rich feature set in terms of trying to go it on your own?
Yeah, I think the only thing I could add to that is that you should probably start from the default position that you require DRM and work from there. It is weird. In my experience previously, people have started from the, do I need to put DRM on this? And I think sometimes it's better to start with, I'm going to put DRM on it. What's the implication of that? It's a bit of a funny way of doing with it, but yeah.
So what you're basically saying is it's not even on people's radar scope sometimes unless there is a legal requirement.
From our perspective, from our perspective, it's coming from either a service who doesn't own the content, so they're licensing it from someone else, and they're getting that pushback to put DRM, and also watermarking as well too is becoming more of a firm requirement. We're seeing come across as well. But yeah, like I said, it's about that education process of what this really does to the overall health of the service.
So
some people maybe haven't realized that they should be using DRM to protect their own revenues, rather than protecting the content.